Welcome to the Japa Circle. The most important of all practices is chanting japa. The Shri Shikshashtakam. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that all victory comes from the chanting of the holy name. The living entity is trying to get a foothold in the material world, trying to control some property, hold on to some wealth, hold on to health, some semblance of beauty, but it all slips through because of the force of time. There's no way to have victory in the world except for the process of chanting the holy names. It's the best kept secret. People go on pursuing that which is futile. It's like chasing a mirage in the material world. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought the actual water that'll quench our thirst and that'll bring everything to life and make everything perfect. So our clear philosophy is that there's no difference between Krishna and his holy names. When we chant Hare Krishna, it's as if Krishna just came to your room, he knocked on the door and he walked in. And those who chant without offense realize that. Rupa Goswami wrote a poem about the holy name that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu liked very much, in which he describes when he's chanting, he desires to have many tongues, he wants more ears, he feels that the holy name has entered the courtyard of his heart, has conquered the senses, which are otherwise unconquerable even by great yogis. So we're very fortunate to have the holy name. The Japa Circle is partly to keep reminding ourselves that this is the only process for success, especially in the age of Kali. Kali Kali, Namarupa, Krishna avatar. It's his Nam avatar in the age of Kali Yuga. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur says there's nothing else to be had in the 14 worlds except the holy name. So we can feel completely free to be very focused on the chanting of the holy names and just give our full attention there. No matter what else is going on in our lives, we won't have victory until we come to the point of embracing the holy name, and there's nothing else to be done if we're able to do that. Everything else comes naturally and without extraneous effort by giving oneself to the process of chanting the holy name. I welcome all the stalwarts who have joined this morning and who are fully dedicated, and offer my humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande Haribo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna. Going back to Rupa Goswami's poem, he says, Chaita Prangana Sangani Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Kritim. The word Vijayate comes up again, which means victory. And so he says, when the holy name enters the courtyard of my heart, it conquers my senses. And I'm just like to know any ways that you've felt victory in your life by chanting the holy name. What sense of victory do you have when you chant, or have you felt through the chanting process? Consider that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this is the way to be victorious. Yes. Pavani Bhakti.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my respectful obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. For such a wonderful question, I was thinking that when we have the desire to do something, then how Krishna makes the arrangement for that to happen via the medium of chanting. I personally very much experience this, that if there is a desire, by hook or crook, it just happens. Just the desire has to be there. That's the first thing, and then Krishna gives the ability to do the service.
Yes. The life of Krishna consciousness, depending on the holy name, if we have ambitions, of course we know from Dhruva Maharaj, even he had material ambition, Krishna fulfilled it, but in such a way that he would ultimately get his lotus feet. But what to speak if we have spiritual ambition and we know that it's a pure intention, that this is what I want? We can watch before our very eyes how the holy name actualizes that desire in our lives. And it's very encouraging. This kind of victory, right? That's a nice one. Couple more. Victory. Yes. Vaiśeṣika.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I have this experience, and it happens very often, that when there is some situation and some heavy feeling in the heart, when chanting even extra rounds, and that heavy feeling goes away. I don't have the solution yet. I don't know how to resolve it, but somehow it goes away, and then it comes with a lighter heart. It's easy to solve it, so it really helps.
That's a really good point. Very practical. There's a word, malaise, which means there's a general sense of anxiety. This pervades the whole material world. And for some it's more intense than for others, but everyone has to deal with it in one way or another because there's a cognitive dissonance that arises in the mind and heart of a delicate living entity. We're very delicate, and because we're exposed to very jarring experiences here in the material world, just by nature, the material world's a violent place, and our interaction with the world seems confusing and difficult. So there's always this sense of anxiety, and people deal with it in various ways. Most try to blur it or blot it out with intoxication or mindless activities like playing sports, which is just kind of a ignorance of the importance of human life, dedicating whole professional venues and spending billions of dollars so people can hit a ball around and chase it to the wall and then throw it back, and everyone cheers and thinks, yeah, this is the goal of life. So those who actually take shelter of the holy name feel real relief. And that's the greatest kind of victory. And also, it proves to us the potency of the holy name, because nothing else can do that in the same way. Anyone else? Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Tanat Pranam. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for this making Japa great again. I look forward to this every week. This really helps in improving my chanting. Maharaj, the benefit of chanting. So what I see prior to chanting, before taking to Krishna consciousness now, and when I look back and now the change. Maharaj, when I look around my peers, I always see that there is a constant running around with chasing the dreams. Apparently, even after you achieve something, there is no sense of satisfaction, is what I have realized. Slowly, that change is coming in me. Is there is a sense of satisfaction in me that even if I don't achieve so-called materially that status, but I am feeling a sense of satisfaction in me that I am chasing the highest goal, and that is my real wealth. So I've not achieved, but at least I am on the process. I am on the perfect path, and that gives me a sense of satisfaction. And no matter how externally we try to control the senses and mind, it doesn't work out. Like I have seen so many people, but by taking to the chanting process, it really helps and it really works. in calming the senses and being satisfied. So I think overall there is a sense of satisfaction in the heart.
This is a huge victory. The other night at Long Beach, His Holiness Indrādyumna Mahārāja was speaking to a crowd of new people, and he said he's traveled all over the world, every country practically, and he meets all types of people because that's his the way he moves in the world. He meets all the kings and queens and whoever's the most special in the world, he meets them. And he says he notices that none of them are happy. Doesn't matter, they can be billionaires, kings, queens, and they're still in anxiety. But we can find satisfaction in the holy name, and that's the greatest victory. It's better than any other asset in the material world. Nice, Prabhu. Really beautiful. Okay, we have two more from the Zoom room. Kṛṣṇa.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All good, Srila Prabhupada. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Okay. So,
better than even the app called Audible.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. So I used to pray to Krishna before the pandemic that why do we have to go to work every day? I mean, why can't we work from home? We have all these technologies, and anyways we work for a few hours. Rest of the day we just have to sit in front of the screen. We can rather chant our rounds and read some books if we get an opportunity to work from home. So, and then the pandemic happened. So I felt, and now I'm working from home for 2 years. So I feel that was a great victory by chanting.
And now we know who caused the pandemic. Way to go, Kṛṣṇa.
So we could
Thank
go
you very
for
much. Jai.
Thank you very much.
Jai. Malini.
Hi, Krishna Prabhu. Please
Hare
accept
Krishna.
my obeisances. Always Prabhupada. Prabhu, I was just thinking that how holy name is the only victory we have in Sankirtan. Every step we go out, every door we knock, every book that we distribute, only because of the holy name we find victory. There is no other hope. So I was just thinking about that, Prabhu.
Yes, I mean, many years ago, I remember His Holiness Satsvarup Maharaj was talking about Sankirtan. And he said the main Sankirtan technique is to always chant Hare Krishna. And so when we go for Sankirtan, it becomes apparent because we don't know what's going to happen next, who's going to open the door, what they're going to say, or what I'm going to say even. But if we keep chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, then we naturally feel connected and empowered. And that works for everything in our lives, just to be fully dependent on the holy name. So it's rightly done, and it's provable to ourselves by the victories that we get by chanting the holy name. Nothing else can do the same thing. It's the medicine, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, no need for intrusive medicines that, of course, sometimes people need them in order to be stabilized. But this is the real medicine and the real victory in life, chanting the holy names. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. It's really important. Have you read all those books back there?
So those are Srivas Prabhu's books, Prabhu.
You've read most of them, though. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande Haribol. It's amazing, when you think about Krishna consciousness, you look behind any devotee, and there's like a huge library. This is our legacy that we have. That like so many thoughts. Some philosophical processes, they have like one book. Like Scientology.
It's 7 o'clock.
They have some, like a science fiction novel or something like that. Other places, one book. Look at all those books, and that's only a fraction. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande Haribol. Gaur Premanande Haribol. There's 64 items of devotional service. Out of them, 5 are so powerful that even if one has a little contact with them, even if one doesn't have a faith, but still stays in contact with them, one will attain complete success. And one of those is chanting the holy name. Chakadola, Prabhu, say something brief about Panch Angam Bhakti.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Say something about Panchangam Bhakti.
Yes. Yes, Guru Maharaj. I was reading that there are total 64 angas of regulative devotional service. Because devotional service is divided into two parts. One is regulated and one is spontaneous. And these 5 limbs are these are the last 5 limbs out of the 64. And reading Srimad Bhagavatam, association with the devotees, deity worship, chanting, and residing in the places where Lord performed his pastime. These are the 5 most important. And as you told that chanting is one of them and it is most important.
So, if one performs these 5, one's well situated in devotional service, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, out of the 5, 1 is the most important. It completes everything, the chanting of the holy name. So if you ever feel incomplete, or you feel like you're being dominated by the material nature and can't win, you can always win by taking shelter of the holy name. Shri Harinam Prabhu ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Vanchakalpadrishya, Kripa Sindhave Vacha Patitanam Bhavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.